Hi, Michael home again. This is the seventh video. The number seven is very special to me, and I incorporated it into the structure of many of my later poems. It sort of means completion, like there being 7 days in a week and stuff. However, having said that, the without wanting to sound patronising, the job of life is never complete. So it's often like 2 steps forward and 1 step back. And this is what this video is about, really. In the last video, I said I'd met my second wife, Michelle. It was via a dating site, and it was completely implausible that we should meet. God only knows what would have happened in my life and Michelle's life if we hadn't met. But you don't know what's ahead of you. Well, me and Michelle started trying for a baby very early, and it didn't work out on that, and that's what you'll soon realize. I wrote this poem called Seeds. It was whilst we're trying for a baby. Okay, seeds. I'm going to read that straight away. Seeds. I knew our whirlwind would last. We'd hit the epicenter. I gained trust from your sunflower hearts that you always offered wearing pajamas. My microcosm was novel to you. Even jays were won their beauty fooled. Robin performs, but frustratingly, he loves a tease too. Only the stillness of an angler can seduce him. I'd shifted the leaves. They die to foster growth on the bed. I randomise in rescue dog fowls. Snow is due. Your silhouette will trace regularly. I hope it will prosper. Maybe you will synchronise with spring. Last year, wrens built in the rusty alarm box that not even magpies could infiltrate. Daffodils form a strong wake from crocuses. Monochrome days miss them till summer's promise. Gifts beyond feeding trays. Innocence appreciates. Right now, the seasons are precious. So on the surface, that was a nature poem. Well, in fact, it's about a couple getting on in years, trying for a baby. Hence, right now, the seasons are precious. And, Michelle caught quite quickly, actually. We got married, again, pretty quickly. We even handed out the 12-week scans, the ultrasound scans, like the grandparents kind of thing, and everything was great. And then we had the 20-week scan, and it turned out that we'd already named. We knew it was a girl. The babe was a girl. We named her Rose, and then in the 20-week scan, we discovered she had severe spina bifida. We had second opinions about the whole thing, and Rose was an extremely poorly child, about as poorly as a child can be, really, and we terminated the pregnancy. Next poem is named after the special room in the birthing area of the hospital. I forget. So it's called the butterfly room. Her pulse had promise, a defiant camouflage. It was okay to assume because love's hue's a bright wash. Michelle had fed a mummy empathetically. A missile thrush. Suddenly loss and logic tussled in the butterfly room. Some expected gasps. online data scares. The truth is that Rose was too pure. Drops needn't wet her head. I was tired. I lacked the adrenaline that flooded Michelle's veins, while time flirted with nature. We stayed over. We even fought. Rose tattooed our memories silently. She'd probably prompt ink. She eventually did. Later, we kissed her head with no option. Some people's humility starts crusades. Rose was better than us. Okay. So, it can be 2 steps forward and 1 step back, and that's how it'll always be. Probably, and we hope we have, many more forward than back. I'll just read. This is just example, I'll just read this last poem. I actually wrote this on the morning that we buried Rose, and in fact, that first poem, Seeds, is in the coffin with Rose. So Wednesday, 29/4/15. I played Somewhere Over the Rainbow to make us cry. Michelle wept the most. My life. I get up, I get through, I sleep. If it was a good day, it was a blessing. If it was bad, it was a curse. I try not to think, like meditating. I don't need yoga. The beat of a butterfly wing 100 years ago could have changed everything. I hope it didn't all end in the stillbirth room, aka the butterfly room. This isn't boringly effective, is it? As I say, I write poems and walk dogs. It's not raining. That's good. So, obviously quite emotional poems for me. You can never, you can never assume you're past it. Whatever it is. And I always say that in terms of a recovery from anything, whether it's a gambling habit, a bankruptcy, a divorce, mental health, religious excess, or, whatever, I don't think you can ever know that you made it and that you recovered until moments before you die. And I suppose that's a reason to keep humble, because we never know. Just like Rose, we just never know what's around the corner. But I'll talk in the next video and so on about more positive stuff and going forward.